Hi, good morning, friends. Carrie from Texas. All right, I got to do this video today because it is just so incredibly irresponsible and maddening to me that you have these elitist celebrities who are, in my opinion, participating in election interference. This is not to say they don't have the right to their opinion. Everybody does, and I would support that to my last breath. You have the right to express yourself. That's the greatest thing about this country is our freedoms, and they're all entitled to that. I don't begrudge them that. But when they use their power and influence over people, that's wrong, and that's what they're doing. And it is astounding to me that somebody who obviously has talent can get herself into a position that she is to be manipulated and not even see that she's being manipulated by the Democratic machine. It's really pathetic. You have somebody that in Taylor Swift that obviously has talent. She's made a remarkable career for herself, but she's allowing herself to be manipulated and used by a Democratic machine. If she believes in Harris and the policies that Harris and Biden have thrown down the American people's throat, then that's on her. But to allow herself to be used as a pawn to influence voters is despicable. And for you to allow yourself to be used like that, what does that say? Not real great things about your integrity and your intelligence. I'm sorry, but you are allowing yourself to be manipulated by a political party, and because of your stature and because of the influence you have over a big part of the younger generation, how dare you use that? Frankly, how dare you? Celebrities have a right to their opinion, absolutely. They have a right to speak their opinion. What they don't have a right to do is use their position to influence others. Because obviously, as we have seen from the debacle of a debate, we don't have a non-biased news apparatus anymore. There is no national news network that is not driven and managed by an independent party, person, or company. There is none. And the FCC guidelines specifically say that if you are going to be a network news, provide news to the American public, that you can't knowingly spread information that could be to the detriment of the general population. Well, I don't know about you, but every single one of them does that. And every single celebrity that gets out there and says the things that they say, you're abusing your position. And I'm not going to partake in your career anymore. And I would call on everybody else that agrees with this to do the same thing. Because in life, there's consequences. Every single decision we make as a human being, there's a consequence, good or bad, or both, most of the time. And your abuse of your position has a consequence, and that consequence is you're irrelevant now. Anything you do is irrelevant. Movies, television, radio, I don't care, books. I will never, ever spend one penny on you ever again because you are abusing your position. Yep, that's what you're doing. And it's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. That you would use a position to interfere in something so important as an election cycle, because that's what you're doing. That is what you're doing. And if you don't support those actions, I call on you to boycott these people. Because in life there has to be consequences, even for the famous people in the world and all of the people that have millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the only way to hold them accountable is to hurt them where it hurts the most, and that's 9 times out of 10 in their reputation and their pocketbooks. I am incredibly disappointed that somebody who appears to be very intelligent, who's created a wonderful career for herself, has allowed herself to become a pawn in the Democratic machine. And I'm talking specifically about Taylor Swift. Why am I saying this? Because of the timing of her endorsement. You can endorse whoever you want. That's your right. But the timing and the placement of your endorsement, it's so obvious. You'd have to be a first grader not to understand what you did and how you did it. And for that, you are a pawn, my dear. And don't you think for 1 second that they won't turn the tables on you if you don't continue to be their pawn. You give up that when you become a pawn. You don't now have a choice. If you do change your mind, change your position, they will do everything and anything to sink your career. And if you don't understand that, somebody better in your circle have a real hard conversation with you about just where you have placed yourself and your career by your actions and your decisions this week. It's just unbelievably sad that you've allowed yourself to be put in that position. Agree with me, don't agree with me. I really don't care. But I'm going to do everything I can to expose just what 60% of the American public is facing. And that's this onslaught of manipulation, misinformation, interference in our elections from celebrities and the national news media. It's got to stop. And we are the people in charge, so it is up to us. If you agree with me, you forward this video. Make your own video. Express your disgust. Because it's the only way we, as mainstream Americans, are going to save our America. That's where we are. That's what we have to come to terms with. And if that's what you want, then you have to join me and voice your disdain. We have 2 months. Please make your voices known. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.